This is the performance summary for the relative strength strategy for week 23 of 2025, which is the week ending on June 6th. So although this is a monthly strategy, I plan to give weekly updates on the P&L and how the trades are going. So let's first of all start by inputting the starting and ending balances. So the starting balance for the strategy, which is the inception of the strategy, on June 1st, the inception balance was $618.79, which I've input into here. And this probably seems like a tiny amount, but the beauty of trading mutual funds and ETFs at Fidelity is that their mutual funds have no minimum trade value, and in the ETFs you can do fractional shares. So for tracking purposes, this is quite a valid thing to do. So I'm starting off with small balance, $619. Not hoping to get rich with this, of course, but it's just as a means to track my progress and share with subscribers. Okay, so the ending balance on June 6th was 622. So the portfolio was up 0.65% for the week. And these were the three things that it was invested in at equal allocation each, 33.3% each. So the first one is FIDSX. So FIDSX is the Fidelity Select Financials portfolio, and that is composed of these stocks. So the top 5 stocks that it contains are MasterCard, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Reinsurance Group of America, and Charles Schwab. And this is how the thick green line is the Fidelity Mutual Fund. That's how it's performed over the last 1 year. And the algorithm for relative strength picked that up as one of the top 3 performers amongst a universe of many, many different asset classes and mutual funds and sectors. And this blue line here is the XLF ETF, which is the closest available proxy for that particular mutual fund. I recognize that some subscribers may not be able to invest in Fidelity mutual funds. They may be at a different custodian or brokerage firm, or they might be overseas, as many subscribers of mine are. So ETFs are more readily available and easily tradable. So the nearest proxy in the ETF world is XLF. And this is how XLF has performed over the past 1 year. Okay, and the next one is, and by the way, the FIDSX, the Financials Mutual Fund, over the past week since inception, has gained 1.66% within the portfolio, and that's at a 1/3 allocation. So the next one is FSTCX. FSTCX is the Fidelity Select Telecommunications portfolio, and the top 5 holdings there are Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, Frontier, and TDS. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and telephone and data systems. And looking at the chart of that, the thick green line is the Fidelity Fund, and this is how it's performed over the past 1 year. And the relative strength algorithm picked it up as one of the strong performers by relative strength. And the blue line is the ETF called IYZ, which is the US Telecom iShares ETF. That is the closest available proxy in the ETF world. And The third holding that, oh, and that one, by the way, was up 2.33% in the portfolio since buying it at the start of June. And the third holding is GLD, which we all know is the gold ETF. That one does not have a proxy in Fidelity mutual funds or any mutual fund. So I just went ahead and bought the GLD ETF in the portfolio. And gold has been extremely strong over the past year. And so yeah, the strategy holds this as 1/3 of the portfolio. And let's go ahead and input the balance into our cumulative tab here. And this doesn't really show much. We've only got one data point. So this is the equity curve so far. And so let's also look at the equity curve over the long term. So for the strategy, the long-term annualized compounded growth rate is 17.06%. And the same metric for the S&P 500 is 8.82%. And this is going back to 1991. And here's the performance of the strategy month to date. Month to date for June, the strategy is up 1.9%. And that's different from what we've actually achieved for the month of June. And the reason being is that the strategy enters new positions at the end of the first day of the month. So that's why there's a difference here. Had we entered the strategy on the last day of May, we would have had this 1.9%. But going forward, it should match. That puts the year-to-date performance at 14.9%. And here is the long-term equity curve going all the way back to 1991 of the strategy versus the benchmark S&P 500. So that's the performance summary for week 23 of 2025 for relative strength. If you want to learn more about relative strength, please visit my website. I've got a link to it in the description box below. Thank you.